Welcome back to Lords, where the rest of the world will need 200 to beat Windies. And I'll get the thoughts of these three fine people in just a moment on their chances there. Tomorrow, of course, though, it's the second test starting between England and Pakistan at Headingley. There's going to be plenty going on the field for Joe Root and his team. There's plenty for us going on off the field as well.
5 to 8 year olds, the key period of getting kids active, involved and kind of knowing about the game of cricket.
There's a huge buzz around it. It's really nice to see women who've never picked up a cricket bat before giving cricket a go in an environment that's right for them.
And if we've got uncovered talent through these communities, we need to be finding it.
The South Asian population is banging on the doors. It's about time we open them.
I always
You've seen a lot of the IPL. I asked Mel when we were on commentary, how important, how valuable is Dre Russ and all that?
Oh, in any team, you want, complete cricketers. Bowls, fields like a dream, unbelievably quick across the ground and hits it 100 metres. Every team is searching for one of those. Every IPL franchise, every international side wants a Dre Russ in their team.
You mentioned the finesse, though, of batsmen. Did you see a bit more finesse coming back into IPL with certain batsmen in this latest edition, perhaps than the brute strength that was always at the forte or the front of the previous edition?
Yeah, I think we saw it in two different ways as well. Dre Russ's first knock against Chennai Super Kings, he got 80-odd in next to nothing time, but he took his time getting in. So he's finding another way of hitting big. But then we saw, Shubman Gill from the under-19 team. These classical style players also finding their way. Kane Williamson is just simply outstanding. Every time he can, KL Rahul, the list goes on.
And then you get the youngsters, Rishabh Pant. Just basically swings himself out of his boots every time he wants to hit the ball. So you've got 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and I think we talked about it on commentary as well. They want to bring these young kids through. The Asian nations seem much more inclined to do it than any other nation in the world. That 18, 19, 20 year in will give you an opportunity.
Evan Lewis had a bit of power and a bit of finesse as well in that innings today, and it was an important one because Gale was struggling at the other end to start with.
We saw it not Gale.
تبقى استفدت من التجربه انك لعبت المنتخبات بالمستوى بي ماينس او بلس صنفوهم انتوا زي ما انتوا عايزين وبالتالي دايما بتدي 100% امام الفرق اللي زي
the biggest blokes. It's like everyone else has just caught up a little bit. He has a lovely flow of the bat, good bat lift, which also helps. The times when you used to just not pick the bat up at all, now the batsman, everyone's picking the bat up high, getting the toe up to the sky. That allows them the power to just clear the rope, even if you're not massive.
And this combination also is with St Kitts and Nevis as well. So these guys have played together, understand that if one's not quite going well enough, that the other person at the other end can sort of make up time.
Well, I was on commentary when Marlon Samuels came out, and I made the stupid observation they might sort of send in Dre Russ or Carlos Brathwaite, and then he promptly hit 2 sixes. I thought Nass was going to cuddle him, actually. They're such big buddies, aren't they? But it's bizarre because sometimes you can watch Marlon in these games and he can sort of keep his foot on the hose, and then other times he does that.
He's got such great timing and power, Marlon Samuels, that you wonder at times why he doesn't play a little freer. And you do. You see him get bogged down every now and then. But we also talked about Wardy and the fact that he has won 2 Man of the Match awards in those 2 2020 World Cups that the Windies have won. And to me, that means he's a big-time player, a big-stage player.
Afridi's last bowl in international cricket. I think his body's ready. Did you get that impression when you were listening to him?
I just think he's played 99 T20 internationals, one more.
Do you not think he might have got a few more poles if he'd have bowled that little bit slower?
Well, it was interesting. I mean, you were saying that, weren't you? Because he used to rattle through him, and this was the start of the day. They gave him a guard of honour. He looked a little embarrassed, actually. He didn't want to walk through it. When I first saw him run up, I thought he's not going to get to the crease, and then he bowled that one. But you're right, because he's always just blitzed it through, hasn't he?
A little bit more spin, a bit more guard. Who knows? Not so much for Test cricket, stuff like that, that pace might have been successful.
Well, we'll never know because that's his last bowl in international cricket, that's for sure. But it's going to be a challenge for the rest of the world. It is 200 runs at obviously 10 and over to try and win this hurricane relief game. Remember, it's a full T20 international, but a lot of funds are trying to be raised to help the people of the Caribbean recover after those 2 awful hurricanes of Irma and Maria. So if you want to help, go to skysport.tv/hurricane, and you can go there and help out by making a small donation. Tamim Iqbal, he can certainly put bat to ball. What's Carlos Brathwaite and his team got for us? Will the world champions defend this 199 for 4? Rob Key is with Simon Dahl.
We're going to see spin to start with. Tamim Iqbal. Luke Ronke is out in the middle with Tamim Iqbal. Samuel Badri, so used to bowling with this brand new ball. Don't expect it to turn too much. He bowls wicket to wicket, very skiddy, straight, doesn't get a lot of bounce. Iqbal will be better off looking to play him straight, maybe a little bit offside, rather than looking to turn him away with any little amount of turn into that onside. Luke Ronke's come off a very good Pakistan Super League in the UAE. Can't get it through. Key alongside me, 200, tall order.
Very, very tall order. Good side as well, this Windies team. I mean, there he is, Carlos Brathwaite. Badri, generally you see him in this role. Where is Pauline Fowler in his cardigan? He must be wandering around somewhere. Seen him, I think he's having a little bit of a break, our roving reporter. Hiding somewhere.
Look at that strike rate. Average just a little under 19, but a strike rate best of only 51 against the West Indies. That was for New Zealand. Played 4 internationals for Australia before he moved across to New Zealand. Was born in New Zealand, of course, and Danny Burke. A lot of time in Perth. Close. Close. Oh, no reviews. Clipping leg stump, Rob.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. That looked bang in front, really. That's exactly what Badri does. He bowls it quick, He bowls it straight, whether there's an inside nick. No, that looks more than clipping.
Well, we'll find out in a moment, but yeah, I would have thought could have easily put the finger up. Ronke gets away with it. You get a freebie in a game like this, don't you?
Can't be out first ball in any cricket, can you? I have my kids all the time.
You've got to hit him straight. You've got to look straight for Badri. He's got 33 wickets in the power play in international cricket. What about this? Would this have been... Oh, yeah. Oh, please. 34. Thanks very much. Every right to go up and plead and plead. Yes, what's that missing, sir?
What was that? That almost looked like the googly just slid across. Right, he'll count himself unlucky, Badri. First overdone, 3 for none.
Oh, terrific start. Ronke with a bit of good fortune. Rashid there. Dinesh Karthik, of course, left of screen. Wonderful IPL with the bat. 6 not outs for the Kolkata Knight Riders, 4 of those in winning chases.
He's a good captain as well. He just struck me as a very good captain for the KKR.
Yeah, absolutely. Captain of this man, didn't he? Andre Russell at the Kolkata Knight Riders. He very good job of it. Of course, taking over from Gautam Gambhir, who moved to Delhi and then decided to opt out. Gambhir the captain, just Gambhir the batsman. Didn't have a great start to the tournament, so they opted out halfway through, but Andre Russell used to this role with the new ball. Get it through. Starts with a wide.
What pace was that? First up, we saw Mitchell McClenaghan actually look like he was just trotting in a bit, which you can understand. That's 89.4 straight away. Andre Russell looks like someone, a bit like Tamal Mills. He doesn't know any other way than bowling quick. There's a fella who used to play for England, you probably played against him, David Lawrence, who used to bowl as fast as he could, whether it was a charity game or anything.
Awful memories of David Lawrence at the Basin Reserve in Wellington with his knee. Yeah.
What, during the World Cup, was
yeah,
it? Both of them was carrying him off?
Yep. It was just prior to the World Cup, I think it was, at the Basin Reserve in a one-day game against New Zealand, and David Lawrence, and you could hear it around the Basin Reserve when he went and the knee went completely from underneath him. He just, oh, it was the most awful thing I think I'd seen on a cricket field. Fully recovered. Such a big man. He looked more like a heavyweight, didn't he, than a cricketer, than a fast bowler.
He bowled with good pace as well. That sort of slow run up and then really flew in. Not so much Dre Russ. He's just pure rhythm. I think I can call him Dre Russ. It's Andre Russell.
He's a genuine athlete, isn't he? Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant, Evan Lewis. Oh, back, field, you name it. He is an athlete, Evan Lewis.
Well, biggest cheer of the day with that bit of work. That was excellent fielding. That was hit hard, gave himself a bit of room, did everything right, just didn't get it high enough. The pace of Russell, toe of the bat. He really threw everything at that, but he didn't get it over Lewis. Like a goalkeeper, he plucks that out of the air. Well, you don't often see that in charity games, that is for sure. You don't see that in many internationals at time. That is excellent. That bow goes for 2, 4 for 1.
All the fun you need.
World 11 have lost their first. Tamim Iqbal gone. the English contingent, Sam Billings. To the crease, good strike rate, average. It was a report card for school, needs work.
Well, this doesn't need any work. Doesn't quite find the middle, and that's why, but it still went pretty hard. That is a brilliant piece of timing. The jump was perfect. It was going, didn't bust through his hands at all.
Just wonder if he got too far away from it. Tommy McBarley gave himself some room and ended up too far away from it, couldn't find the middle of the bat.
That's the best thing to do as a bowler, though. As soon as you see the batsman go away or to the leg side, you throw it the opposite way he's moving.
Absolutely. Short, wraps him on the gloves. Oh, the last thing you need, isn't it? One of these games, you're captain of your county, jumped off the plane, went and played a game straight away. Sam Billings, I know it was rain affected, travelled last night, joined the team, plays today, travels first thing in the morning for a game tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Big game as well in the Royal London in the 50-over competition here in England. Very short and sharp tournament that. Can't afford too many slip-ups. Kent are on a bit of a roll. What you need, Andre Russell.
First year as captain as well, isn't it, for Sam Billings? So talked to him in India about that. He was certainly looking forward to coming back and taking on that role.
Yeah, did it well in his first game. Kent had an easy win. Marshaled the troops up. I think he's one of these captains who's going to come out with massive statements in interview. Already he said it was the best fielding display he's ever seen. I mean, seriously.
Would have said it in a very posh accent, though. Oh, freebie, that's what it's all about. Finish the over with a boundary. 2 overs gone, 8 for 1.
Why would you bowl a full toss on leg stump? Why do you bowlers do it? There's no point to that. Too short and then a full pill.
No, I never bowled one. A few half volleys, maybe not full tosses on leg. Oh, it's a freebie. He says, there you go, local lad, you can have one. Tell you what, I wouldn't have bowled too many if I could bowl 145. Reading the form for tomorrow, is he at Exeter? What's he doing there, Nasser Hussain?
We can't have people's names there. Just know who it is.
Badri with a second. Should have had a wicket in his first. Ronke just faced one delivery. Oh, what about this time? Is he going to make up for it? He is. He is. That one looked like it might have been a little more leg side, but still just clipping perhaps, and Ronke goes.
Yeah, should have had him the time before. There's absolutely no doubt. Just does him for length, does him for pace, skids on. You've got to be so careful playing Badri, playing across the line. He's always going to skip off the surface, even though it's a slow pitch. Ronke couldn't get to grips with him, and the 2 balls he faced, he goes for naught, 8 for 2.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't he, Samuel Badri? Wicket to wicket, we've talked about it. Skids it on, very hard to pull. Top of leg stump. Just got to look to play him straight.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't really turn the ball a lot. It's just the top spin that he gets all the time. Nasser, what you got in your book? What is it you're looking at?
I've got a Kent man, Rob. I've got Sam Billings. Sam, you've lost a couple of early wickets. Do you stop going hard or do you keep going hard in this power play?
Well, you have to obviously assess conditions. Both new batsmen have only faced three balls, so matter of giving yourself a bit of time now. I think if you lose 3 early wickets in most 2020 games, I think it's 80% you lose. So matter of trying to just get a partnership together, run it around a bit, and give yourself a chance. Really.
You're a well-travelled man, aren't you? You're IPL, then you're playing the other day, and you're playing tomorrow at Beckenham.
Yeah, exactly. All good fun, mate. All good fun.
Go well.
Thanks.
Dinesh Karthik. Oh, he has a real job to do, that is for sure. to start going, because the problem is it's a pretty decent pitch and they need to really get a move on.
Well, speaking of decent, one of the greatest of all time, come to join us in the pods. Sir Vivian Richards, evening to you, sir. How are you?
Hi, it's great to see you guys. Done a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there. You guys been doing a great job, man, for the game itself and the excitement that you guys bring. Just getting a little bit of life. I love it. I love it.
Well, it's great to have you with us, I tell you, and great for this match as well, I must say. Obviously, going to the hurricane victims that hit the Caribbean so hard, and great to see you here, obviously, supporting this cause as well.
Well, what I think is most important than anything else last night, that was the start. We had the dinner. We had a great night, and to the guys who would have slept well enough to be here today, that's also important, you know, to be out there doing their stuff and the support. You look and see the crowd here tonight, and I'm just moved really, because I was at home at the same time when we had all this hurricane stuff and the winds and the rains. But it's nice to see just a huge response from the British public. I'm very pleased and excited about that.
Such a great affinity, haven't they? So many great West Indian players, not only yourself, but so many through a huge... the West Indies and England as well.
Yeah, it's
What can Tisara Pereira do? 73 matches, 959 runs. Well, rest of the world in dire trouble. 8 for 4. Andre Russell has just been too quick for Billings on this occasion. Late on that ball, high on the bat. Easy catch for Carlos Brathwaite, with just hearing as well. More problems. Not that he's going to make much of a difference, but Tamal Mills won't be able to bat, so effectively they're another man down. Who can get some runs? We need some runs, do we?
They've got to find something, don't they? Malik Tisara Pereira, he's got power, we know that, but there's no time to consolidate in this sort of contest either, Viv. You've just got to keep going.
Oh man, what I think is also important, I guess maybe the rest of the world team must be sympathizers themselves, because they may be saying, okay, let us all sympathize with the causes. And because to be fair, that's a good shot. That's a good shot. A little bit short off that off stump and paid the price. But it's just a great evening. And what I think is also important after last night, I think everyone was worried about the forecast and whether or not we're going to have such a wonderful evening. Well, it's lasted. And we're just happy for that the weather remains the way it is at present.
Biv, of all the batsmen in the world at the moment, who excites you the most?
Man, I love Virat Kohli. I'm not going to lie about that. I said that when I'm in India as well, and that also gives me a little bit of I do get away with a lot of stuff over there as well. When you do say things like that, you don't have to buy dinner when the night comes.
You should not be buying dinner anywhere.
No, not at all, you know. You know, it's I love Virat Kohli, and funny enough about the stuff that went down with Steve Smith. I love Smithy. It's a pity what took place there, but I've got a lot of respect for that individual. And I would say to people as well too that okay, boys will be boys, and let them pay the price for being boyish, and let's move on.
Yeah, well said. Very, very well said. 4 off the last ball of the over as well for Tisara Pereira. 4 gone, 16 for 4. Short of length. Just give himself some room, Tisara Pereira. He's got big boy power.
I know that folks sometimes say about you should never ever say never. It's going to take it's going to take something very special for the rest of the world to come back here tonight. And if I was going to have a little flutter or two, who you guys would think you would put my money on?
Tell you what, I wouldn't play you in golf for money, and I'm not going to take you on tonight either, especially not in Antigua.
When that's one home course, it may not be the best course in the world, but I do know my way around that place.
You do know your way around it. Don't worry about that. Balls miraculously coming out of trees.
Every now and again, you have guys in strategic positions, making sure that if you do hit it in the wrong place, that it comes back.
Hey! Well, Viv, I know you've come here to enjoy the night, support the cause as well, but a massive thank you to you for joining us here in the Sky Pod this evening, and enjoy the rest of the night, and I'm sure that everybody's grateful to see you here as well as support the cause. So thanks.
Well, I can only say this as well too. I just love the work you guys are doing. You know, there are folks, you know, who say that this game have no place in our category or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you something. This does give cricket life, in my opinion, and the stuff that you guys are doing behind the scene as well, the ladies as well, it just brought a new sort of a life, new clientele to what this game is all about. And let's hope it gets better. Well done again, guys.
Thank you very much. Outstanding. Enjoy the rest of your night. Cheers.
What a voice. How good was that?
He does not look like he has aged at all. Brilliant. And great support too of the cause. Sir Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards. What a player.
His reaction as well, though, to the wickets. He was absolutely loving it. So passionate about West Indies cricket. Oh, why wouldn't you? In this format in particular, they are an excellent team.
Well, they've just embraced it, haven't they? And I think Well, it's the culture, it's the one time at the moment that the Windies, the West Indies, seem to really gather around each other and embrace this format of the game. We've got some of the world's most expensive players when it comes to auctions or T20 competitions around the world. Oh, they're outstanding. Turns a second down, does to Sarah Pereira. Not as quick as he once was. 5 gone. 19 for 4.
Now, the power play so far has been dominated purely by the Windies. Talk about not losing wickets early, well, and trying to get as many as you can. Well, the ICC World 11 have done it all wrong at the moment. Billings gone, Malik 2 not out, Tamim Iqbal, he went early as well. Pereira and Malik have it all to do. Badri 2 for 4. Andre Russell's bowl with real pace as well. Electric to watch.
They were good with the bat. 199 on what we all thought was a slightly sticky surface. That got a fair amount of water into it after the test match, which only lasted 3.5 days. Sorry, England. And Kesrick Williams into the attack. You would have seen it. You would have seen the notebook.
Is this the fella?
Yeah,
the one who signs you out when you're out?
This is the notebook, man. You just want him. You want him to get a wicket.
See, that's because you're a bowler. He gives people a send-off, doesn't he? In the CPL, he gives you a send-off when he gets you out, and he signs you like signs you off into his imaginary book. And then there was a batsman who he got out in one of the first games, and then he smashed him in the next game. Don't think it was Evan Lewis. He then took him to the cleaners and smashed him everywhere. And every time he smashed him, he signed his bat every boundary.
I think it was Chadwick Walton. Chadwick Walton.
It's on YouTube. I've seen the footage of it. You can just see him he smashes him for like 70 runs.
And in the end, the funny thing that Chadwick Walton actually did, he'd run out of room, according to his imaginary book, he'd run out of room on the front of his bat, turned his bat over and started signing the back of his bat as well.
Want to see him do it, though. You are right. Want to see if he's going to do it, if he's got the front to do it in this game.
Oh, timing. Lovely timing off the back foot from Shoaib Malik.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Just all the time in the world, onto the back foot, punches it through the field, who is up because they're doing so well. And the sweeper's out. Well, just places that. Everyone up in the circle on the offside, just third man back.
Of course, Shoaib Malik's wife will possibly be at Wimbledon in a few weeks' time. I guess that starts. It's she was the world's #1 ranked doubles player not so long ago, Sania Mirza.
Making me dive into my tennis knowledge, which is very poor. I can remember McEnroe and...
You told me you were under 11 Kent champion.
Oh, was it? It's true. Lost to a bloke called Mike Wadder, who's a hacker, just used to get it back all the time, and I'd made lots of mistakes.
Go for the glory shot.
Oh, I think I was in tears. Used to go for the big forehand, couldn't hit a backhand to say, it's to slice backhand all the time.
Cut powerfully for 4.
Funny sort of move, just hangs leg side, and it's just a fraction wide. It's short, sits up. Just watch how he sets up, just creates the room himself. It's a back foot, just in his setup. It just looks like he's set up for this shot. Doesn't matter, you can't bowl there. It's not the fielder's fault. strange field. Deep backward point. Not often you see that. Well, yeah, that's better. Bring him round. Third man has come up, backward point, and then you have a deep cover.
Oh, just moving away down the slope, holding its line perhaps.
Now, that would have felt like it had gone a long way, because the angle that he's bowling round the wicket comes on. You think that's going to go to about middle and leg. That has gone a long way. That was a brilliant bit of bowling. Just far too good, really. Not many are going to hit that.
Fletcher. About the Windies as well, they always seem to have an abundance of wicket keepers who bat and bat very well. Andre Fletcher's a genuine wicket keeper as well.
I tell you what, they have a lot of power as well, don't they? Sometimes you watch the IPL, there's a few teams that have a number 6 or 7 that might be able to clear the rope a bit, and then they run into the bowlers. Not so much the Windies. They have so much power.
Look at that. Hey, that's what 100 test matches earns you. Bat, don't field. I'll be fine, thanks, says Chris Gale. 6 overs have been bowled, 30 for 4.
Now, living the dream, Chris Gale has a bat, doesn't bother fielding. That's what we all want to do. Power play, well, it was all the Windies. That is an excellent catch from Evan Lewis off Andre Russell. Then Badri actually could have had Ronke the very first ball that he bowled, wasn't to be. Then he got it the second time in the LBW, then he did. Carter for pace, simple catch. Sam Billings done for pace as well by Andre Russell. Can do nothing but just a simple catch to Brathwaite. Then we had a little bit back from the World 11, the ICC World 11. Malik and Pereira have it all to do.
Two umpires out. Rob Bailey, Alex Wharf.
Where's Rigsby now? Heard much from Rigsby in the last 6 or 7. Oh, there he is on the end of the boundary.
Is it almost at long stop, isn't he? Just put your hand up. Are you at long stop or are you at really fine leg? Nas?
Just saw him there in your picture.
He wants to be about 10 or 12 paces back, doesn't he? Sitting down. 3 belongs. Flash jacket on. Sitting on his own. Timed by Pereira. Still one.
Nas, who's been quicker, Tamal Mills or Andre Russell from where you've been standing?
Easily Tamal Mills, Rob, by far. I mean, it's really disappointing he got injured, to be honest. I'm surprised that he's not been picked up worldwide and his T20 form has, you know, diminished, because he bowls serious wheels and it was a proper change up in pace as well. Maybe people have just got used to him, and even just noticeably in that 3rd over they started teeing off against him, but I've not seen anything as quick as that. And the left arm angle, you know, I've not seen anything as quick as that for a long time.
Now, so I think at the right franchise, you've got to look at these guys that bowl with genuine gas. And they've got to go to the right franchises, don't they, where there's pace in the pitches as well. The slow-natured surfaces don't suit them.
Yeah, and also I guess, Dooley, you think about injuries as well. If you sign up someone for and he has to be fully fit to bowl the pace he does.
We'd all get fit for $1 million though. I've heard that Jamal Mills will not bat. So they have got not allowed to use cover. It's a full 2020 international, so he's not going to bat. Only need to get 9 wickets. Skipper Shahid Afridi.
They asked Nasser, he's been out. Get Nasser to bat.
I'll pay money to see that actually, and I'd take his mic, and then as we see a boundary 4, I think I'd take Nasser's mic and I'd go and say to Andre Russell, Nass, thought you weren't bowling very quick.
Pereira's done. He didn't move at all there. It's like that old game, that test match cricket game they used to just someone bowl and just stand dead still and you press a button and then the bat would just move. Whether he's struggling or move his feet at all.
Oh, he sets for that, doesn't he? Just short of the boundary, so picks up back-to-back fours to finish the 7th over. 41 for 4. Over. 41 for 4, time for a change in the pod, Mel Jones. Ian Ward.
Thank you, Simon Dorr. We've had a bit of a change in momentum, not much, but this partnership of 33 from just 23 has at least stopped the rock. Sarah Pereira has managed to just counter-punch a little bit. Is it 5-4s? Now the captain is going to have a go. Carlos Brathwaite from the pavilion end. Enormous man. Stand next to him. I'm not the tallest, but just keep looking up. Comes at you from an enormous height. Might bowl well on this as well if it just sits in the pitch.
Yeah, really interested to see what he gets out of this pitch. He arrived with the Hobart Hurricanes a couple of seasons ago, and he got to Hobart so quickly that his kit wasn't with him. Hayley Matthews, another West Indian player with the women's team, was playing for the Hobart Hurricanes as well. She gave him her kit to play with.
Seriously?
True. It looked like a little rounder's bat in his hand.
Makes his own bats. Well, he doesn't. He's got a pod shaver in Barbados that makes his own tried bats. Has he borrowed Hayley's trousers in this one? Because they're not really matching his ankles and his shoes.
Look, they do get on very well together. I'm pretty sure that he will be at the West Indies in and around all the islands for the Women's World Cup coming up this November, supporting the West Indies women's team as they try and defend their title.
No DRS available in this game, so Shoaib Malik, LBW Brathwaite 12:45 for 5. Nas?
Yeah, just news of the next batsman, actually. Shahid Afridi's coming out, but he's coming out with a partner. I think it's Sam Billings. Shahid had this knee injury about a month ago. He rang Mike Selby, who's managing the rest of the world side, saying he's absolutely desperate to play. His 4 overs and 20 overs in the field have taken its toll, and he's cleared it because this is an official ICC game. They are not allowed runners, but he has cleared it. They have cleared it with the opposition. And obviously, in a game like this, the West Indies side have said absolutely fine. Sam Billings can be your runner. I don't think Shahid has much intentions of running much anyway.
And that says a lot about the man too, isn't it, that he wanted to play in this game. He's played at this ground so many times in big matches for Pakistan. He could have easily said no, injured, can't do it, but he wanted to be here. He is here.
Says a lot about how many times runners are used now, because that was carnage when they went up there. The umpires were working out where the non-striker had to go. Players didn't know. Freedy's first ball. In nicely behind it. How's Boom Boom going to play here? He's got an absolute whippet running for him. So Thisara Pereira needs to watch out.
I think he's going to play as his nickname suggests.
Malik LBW wasn't sliding down. Was there any edge involved? Hawkeye saying it was umpire's call on height. Freedy's away, waving his arms around. Oh, there's a run out here, surely. We've got the man out there to commentate on run outs, though. Hussein's lurking. You be right in this, Nas.
I can hear you, Ward. The umpire has just said, can you help me with the run outs, because it's absolute chaos up here. I'll tell you. Afridi nearly went for a run there. The three of them now are having a chat. I'll probably stay out of it as far as having a chat with running between the wickets.
I think they've forgotten what to do.
I think we could tell that from all the goose steps that was going on between the single and the 3 rest of the world players out in the middle.
They did remove some cricket when they decided against runners. There's always a comedy run out somewhere along the lines. 3 blokes at one end, 2 blokes at one end, 1 bloke at square leg. Who does the calling?
All looking at each other as if to say, what are you doing here?
You ever batted with a runner? Do you remember it?
I do. Had a one-day international against New Zealand. Standing at square leg is Alex Blackwell. That was my runner, and we walked off together, not talking too much at all.
Comedy run out, excellent. Oh, he's a long way across. Flip leg side. Oh, and it's just gone over the head. Badri looks as if it was just going to fall in his lap.
Well, heart in mouth on a number of occasions here for all Shahid Afridi fans. Went across his crease to begin with. He needed to make contact because he could have been in strife. If not, whipped it off stump. Got a good bit of it, and then he looked up and went, Badri. No, it's okay. Cleared him. We're all good.
I'm not sure who was calling there. Reedy's now wondering where he's got to go to. Rob Bailey says, come here, mate. You're over with me. So Sam Billings will go to the non-striker's end.
Well, required run rate now edging up to 13 and over. Shahid Afridi will be like, it's okay, we've got that under control. We've got batting firepower to come. Pereira has got to start 22 from 15. It'll be something that I want to just keep in check here the rest of the world.
Problem is, of course, the wickets column 51 for 5, effectively 6, because 2 Mile Mills isn't going to bat. Good Yorker. Pereira looking just to give himself a wee bit of room and take it through the offside.
That is why this partnership is so key. Yes, you've got a man on one leg basically at the moment, but like his bowling, injured, still put the ball in good areas, asked a lot of questions.
Thick outside edge. Williams is going to cut that off at third man. It's all or nothing again from Shahid Afridi. He wanders over to square leg.
He is not going to die wondering, that is for sure.
When does he ever?
I think that's why everyone's just thoroughly enjoyed watching him play over his international career. Plays with so much passion, exceptionally skillful play with bat and ball. Speaking of skillful,
.54 for 5. Well, it looks to me they've sorted out their man. Severe Richard talking to young Rashid Khan and Stuart Law, the coach. You two were like giggling schoolgirls when Viv Richards came through into this commentary. Well, Gua phoned straight out the modern way, not a an autograph or a pat on the back. Oh, selfie, selfie, selfie. Post on social media within 15 seconds. Goodness gracious me.
he just has an aura about him, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if he's chatting to players or to commentators. My mum is not a sports person whatsoever. I don't even know how I got involved in sport, but all of a sudden she'd bring me along to games, and then she'd be coming along to a few more games at the MCG, and I think he was the reason why.
He loved this place as a player for Somerset. Always used to say to the dressing room down in Taunton, get me back to Lords, take me to Lords. Just going to be the one. There's a thing in, it was Wisden. It was a Wisden magazine the other day. They're talking about some of the great overseas players that have played county cricket. And of course, when Sir Vivian played, he was there for the summer and many summers. So now you rattle off the names. Just down there, Joel Garner, Sir Vivian Richards, Courtney Walsh, and Imran Khan, and Waqar Yunus, and Wasim Akram, and Malcolm Marshall. This goes on. Cross to the offside and working leg side again is Afridi.
Typical Surrey fans were hoping that Virat Kohli was going to come out this summer as well and play a little bit of red ball cricket.
Yeah, that's been scuppered, I think. He was going to play championship cricket at Guildford, which is my neck of the woods, which with the smallest first-class boundaries and the flattest pitch. I mean, who on earth would bowl at Virat Kohli there? And then at Scarborough, which is about the same. It's a shame he didn't come, but it's really great that he wanted to come and he was thinking of coming and there was a plan in place to come. It shows that the Indian captain wants to get ready for the test matches.
Yeah, his approach to leading this new Indian generation, you could say, has been outstanding. I think it started with the whole fitness campaign. He wanted the Indian team to be the fittest team going around. I think we can certainly see the benefits of that. And then preparation, and whether it's diet, nutrition, whether it's about getting yourself to different countries and playing in different conditions.
I was reading something in one of the papers from Chris Wokes, and he was talking about Virat's preparation for an IPL game, and it involves quite a strenuous bit of power weights in it.
Yeah, without a doubt, but it's horses or courses at the same point in time. AB de Villiers, he'll hit maybe 5-6 balls and go, yep, I'm right. Virat Kohli will be in the nets for hours.
Well, it's gone high, but it sounded high on the bat, but he's got enough of it. Oh, that hit the stanchion hard. Look out in the crowd. First 6 of the run chase.
Almost halfway through these 20 overs and the first 6 has come up. And it's off the blade of Pereira. What more damage can he do? A couple of big overs. Can they get a sniff?
scream of no, and Billings gets back 63 for 5. 10 gone.
Estrella Damm presents La Vida Nuestra.
Do you know the only thing you can do when the anchors...
On in the run chase, 63 for 5. It's a big task that faced the World 11. It's been a great event here at the home of cricket. Floodlights blaring, the rain has stayed away, and if you want to help and donate to the hurricane relief, you can go to the website. That will show you how, skysports.tv/hurricane.
Fantastic day. We were there during the CP, and just being within the region, you saw the devastation from afar, but just the effect it has on people as well. Not just you've been taken from the island to another island, but just the way in which the community rallies around people, and they're certainly rallying right here today. Wonderful opportunity to give back to what West Indian cricket has given to all of us, right, throughout our careers.
It's amazing how the community comes together, and I obviously lived through a hurricane, but I certainly arrived in Chennai a couple of years ago ahead of the test match after a big cyclone had gone through, and we'd heard all about the devastation. There was no electricity, yada yada yada. We got there like a day and a half afterwards, and you could see coming into land there's water everywhere, but the industry of the people, just chainsaws everywhere on the back of tuk-tuks and motorbikes, and they were clearing streets and getting everything sorted. It was amazing to watch.
Was that 2004?
No, 16. No. That was the last tour of England.
Well, we were there 2004 when the tsunami hit in Chennai, and same thing again.
Wow.
Played a one-day international 2 days later.
Oh, hit that. He's hit that. That sounded beautiful off the blade into the crowd.
Catching practice on offer here for the crowd at Lord's. Pereira, he's now hit his second six, just the second six for the rest of the world innings so far. You've set yourself, young man. Everything looked good.
Everything looked good until it nearly hit him in the chops, straight through his hands.
Hit them a bit harder here than under 16s.
Gone again. Oh, he knows he's got this. He stands and admires it. There's no long off anyway. 2 wonderful hits from Disara Pereira.
Hello, hello. What have we got here then? Disara Pereira saying, OK, we want to keep this manageable. Back-to-back sixes. He moves to 43 from 25.
He certainly put the pressure on Kesrick Williams. He's having a chat with his captain and his change of field. Captain goes down to long on. The way the batsmen out sit deep in the crease, just get into that power position. And they're just not overhitting it. No one has thrashed at a ball really tonight that has gone for 6. It's just clean hitting from a balanced position.
Yeah, you probably hear that phrase, loading up, and they do it. The timing still has to be right. You don't want to get there too, but just right. So once you've set yourself, you can then just transfer that weight through, get a good piece of it, and you're picking up big boundaries.
Well bowled, Afridi edging leg side, and saw him.
And that's probably a perfect example there, Shahid Afridi, probably just going a fraction too early. Kesrick Williams picking up that cue, but in his approach to the wicket and having ample time to adjust and put the full wide one in. He's probably gone a little bit early because of the injury too. Needs a fraction more time just to settle himself.
Given as wide.
Close call. That's what Kesrick Williams is thinking as well. Right idea though, once again, Afridi moving to leg. Look how early he was there. A little cut up. Just outside the goal.
Cool, just. And again, and another one. Yeah, Williams is not impressed with the decision. It's very tight. It is right out there, and Afridi's backing away.
And that's exactly what Kesrick Williams is saying at the moment. He's like, hang on a minute. Afridi's moving to leg. It's almost identical to the delivery before. What's he going to do now?
I wonder if Afridi's going to go across to offside and try and flip him. Oh, now the problems with a runner. Good thing is Billings is like a whippet. 80 for 5.
Yeah, the issue here was that Shahid Afridi's hand movement in terms of saying come through for the single also probably looked a little bit like a stop sign and saying no, don't run.
He really shouldn't be calling. It should be Billings and Pereira sorting out. But you know what Shahid's like. He's got to get involved.
That was the running game. Oh.
Is there a problem with the running?
No. It's just I'm in the firing line there at square leg, aren't I? So
is there a language problem? Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and a posh Englishman?
Not at all.
Who's doing the calling?
Tisara. He's bigger than me as well, so I listen to.
Go well.
Pakistani, a Sri Lankan, a posh Englishman, and an oik from Chelmsford in that conversation. Ray Russell has bowled a couple of brisk overs already. 9 dots, 2 wickets and 13 runs conceded.
Fantastic to have him back in international cricket. 2015, he just took the IPL apart, player of the series. Followed that form up in the Big Bash. One of the most sought-after T20 cricketers going around.
See why, can't he? My goodness. So what he's got is he's got a short, fine leg, a deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, long off, long on, and a man on the point boundary. Is he going to go short to the Afridi? No, full, and gets driven down the ground. It won't carry. Didn't get hold of it. Did boom, boom. Nas?
Yeah, Wardy, you've picked up on something with Tisara Pereira. He is definitely way back in the crease, whereas Shahid Afridi is giving himself room leg side and offside, mainly leg side. Tisara Pereira, I'll try and show you with the camera here from square leg, especially against Andre Russell. He sits way back in the crease, almost like he's on the back foot, and that's why anything sort of off stump, he flays through that offside. He starts there, and then he's mainly look at him go all the way back, right in front of his stumps, and then he just tees off from that position. So what that means is a full delivery becomes a length ball. I'll try and show you that again. He gets into his position as the bowler is at the top of his run. Have a look at that again. He starts in a pretty orthodox position. Long way back. And that's nothing to do with the pace of Andre Russell. It is just making a full delivery into length ball. He's back again, way in his crease, length, and then good bowling from Russell. He's gone full, but it's still gone for 4. Excellent batting.
50 for Pereira, and he's brought it up with a beautiful extra cover drive. A slower ball from Andre Russell, which he picked, as Natsu was describing, deep in his crease. Waited. whirly arm from Andre Russell, the off-cutter, and he shredded it through the offside. Lovely shot.
Yeah, great cricket all round. A different style of action there from Andre Russell, trying to put Pereira off. He wasn't concerned about that. Focus on the ball. Placement perfect.
Bounced him. And he's got a big bat, and he's a strong man, and it's flown off the thick edge down a fine leg, and that's given Dre Russ something to think about. He's gone for 11 in this over, 91 for 5.
Yeah, I don't think he was happy to get driven through the offside for 4 off a good delivery. A little bit of aggression now from the pace bowler, and he's got back-to-back boundaries now to deal with. And a player in Pereira who is on the charge.
Bowled. Right on the money with the Yorker.
And still not a bad result there for the rest of the world as well. It's the 5th delivery of the over. Pereira finds himself up the other end, so Afridi's got 1 to deal with. If he can get a boundary off this, then Pereira's going to be facing up for the first ball of the next.
Okay, so the field changes for Afridi. Only 1 man on the boundary on the leg side. So 2 men now. There's a change. So we've got a long on, deep mid-wicket. Oh, I've missed that man. He was signing autographs for the kids. So I thought it was an odd field. But there are 3 protecting the boundary on the leg side. .92 for 5. 50 for Thisara Pereira. He's at 7 4s and 3 6s. He looked nicely balanced at the crease, and he's a powerful striker. They tried to bowl length, and he's flashed it through the offside. They tried some short stuff, and he's managed to deal with that. Even when Andre Russell produced a really nice slower ball that was almost in the block hole, he managed to thread that through the offside. An innings that the World 11 desperately needed. It may not get across the line, but it's starting to give the run chase some degree of respectability.
Yeah, started with boundaries and 4s, and then once he got to his groove, started to go over the rope. That's the man. Pereira 55 from 30 deliveries. It is pretty much all down to him. Yes, he has Shahid Afridi up the other end, an injured captain. Sam Billings also out in the middle as a runner. Before you say anything, but special dispensation from the ICC to have a runner this evening.
Paul is just getting his field in the right spot. Brathwaite, the captain, is not now going to field on the boundary. He's coming to mid-off. So we've got a short third man, short fine leg, deep mid-wicket, cow corner, long on, long off, and a man on the cover boundary. Nicely bowled. I suppose one thing Pereira hasn't been asked to do anything different by the West Indies bowling as yet. He's just doing the same thing, which is, as Nasser described, sitting deep in his crease.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Carlos Brathwaite's going to need to have a good chat to his charges. He's with the ball in hand at the moment. It's Paul, who's bowled well that first delivery. Showed some good pace across the ground as well. Restricted Pereira to the single, and that's probably the best result for the West Indies at the moment. Give Pereira the single off the first. See if they can get a couple of deliveries through Shahid Afridi.
Flipped, wristy, but not far enough. Good catch. Just had to check where he was, where the boundary was, what the flight of the ball was. Judged it nicely. It's the end of Boom Boom.
And the end of a brilliant international career as well. We've seen his last bowling spell and his have finished injured out in the middle. But an opportunity for this wonderful crowd here to say, oh, goodbye and thank you as well.
It's a wonderful reception. He waved on the way off from fielding. He's done the same after being dismissed for 11. Thank you, Shahid Afridi.
And that was a beautiful shot there too, because it's not just fans of Pakistan that are standing and applauding, it's fans from all around the world. He's taken many opposition attacks apart, got a lot of wickets against opposition, but at the end of the day, you have to appreciate the skill of that man.
First steps he takes out of bed tomorrow morning. I wonder how awkward they're going to be. Afridi goes. Rashid Khan is the new batsman. 30 matches in his career. Decent strike rate.
Very handy with the bat.
Yes.
See a replay here of the end of Shahid Afridi. Just didn't get enough of it. It was the full toss on leg. The amount of times in his career he has put that, dispatched it rows and rows back.
That 60 hit, where was it? Johannesburg. It went onto the golf course. It's gracious me. Bolt, Paul keeping it full to Pereira.
Knowing him, it probably rolled across the green and into the hole as well. Wonderful knock for the Sunrisers in this IPL to get them into the final when they were really struggling. He got wickets, runs, catches, run-outs. He did it all, but it was a cameo knock. He'll move around the crease a little bit, opens up different areas of the ground. He loves the challenge.
Oh, might be some overthrows. Buzzers.
There'll be these kinds of opportunities for the West Indies. Oh, did they get the bat down time?
In other news, Hussain has just walked from his position on the field, which has taken months to set up, and he's demanded a coffee. He's just down tools.
Is he always this hard to work with?
Oh, what do you reckon?
To be fair, he has had the harder task today. We've just sort of been standing around in the pod.
Yeah, but don't tell him.
Okay. Got things under control at the moment, the Windies. Look how relaxed he looks. What is he, a white and one kind of guy? Extra shot?
He's anything as long as someone else pays for it or makes it. Shot. Launch that one back down the ground. 97 for 6. The rest of the world won the toss and they decided to bowl, and Windies batsman cashed in. Evan Lewis at the top of the order was excellent, making 58 with 5 sixes. Rammed in a 44 unbeaten. Marlon Samuels played well, and Andre Russell hit 2 enormous sixes back into the pavilion. Rashid Khan 2 for 48. One stage though 8 for 4 in the run chase. Sarah Pereira has rather rescued it with 58 not out, so I'm not sure he's going to be able to get him across the line, but he's got them in a position where they haven't been humiliated.
It's been impressive, hasn't it? Yeah. 8 for 4. Got to get it the right way now that I'm over here in England, not 4 for 8. Now 97 for 6. As Brathwaite turns to Ashley Nurse. 9 matches to his name. Under 3 wickets. And you'd think another chance to pick up a few more here as well, because the rest of the world, well, they need to go at over 14.5.
Sorting out the offside field. It's a change of personnel, same fielding positions, as an extra cover and a short third man, and it's going to be a different fielder. Dragged down, flipped away, straight to the man. Oh, puts it down. Fletcher out in the deep, couldn't hold on.
Off the bat, I think Andre Fletcher just misjudged things a little bit here. Just took him a while to get himself forward. He was just hanging back, trying to figure out the length of the delivery, and that's why at the end he had to put in the dive. And as soon as you're doing that, your hands are going at the ball. Hard to have soft hands, give with the ball when that's happening. So an opportunity for Nurse to pick up another wicket goes begging.
Another short delivery. This time Pereira's whacked it straight past extra cover. And Evan Lewis sticks out the size 10 and stops the boundary. I think the problem sometimes people out in the deep now, like Fletcher had with that catch, a terrible delivery. You expect these guys to hit it so hard and hit it for 6, and when someone doesn't hit it well, it sort of becomes a bit of a surprise, and you have to adjust where you are. You're expecting it to be coming at you at such a rate of knots. Straight at extra. T20 international best for Pereira. The 60 not out from 35, Richard tells me. Well bowled. Nearly got through.
Yeah, it's not a bad delivery if you get it right to Pereira, because of that want for him to sit back. If you can hit that crease line, this is what can happen. But if you get it slightly wrong, well, it'll be the complete opposite. And you'll be fetching it for about 20 rows back.
One to go in the 14th over. World 11 need 99 from just 37 deliveries. Economical 14th over, 101 for 6. To go, take you through the end of the game. Simon Gould, and Isha Gua. Got Maguz and Maduz mixed up there, Ish.
He does look a bit goaly tonight. 99 from 36 deliveries then for the World 11. Not unthinkable in T20 cricket these days, especially with a batsman set. Sarah Pereira's been brilliant. 61 from 36. It's going to be Williams back into the attack from the nursery end. A change of angle coming around the wicket. Well, that's gone high up in the air. Who's underneath it? What a catch! That is a absolute beauty from Kesrick Williams.
Oh, get the notebook out for that. Where is it, Kesrick? No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Brilliant catch. He turned, and for a moment he thought, no one's going to get there. I've got to go myself. Took off, and that is absolutely outstanding. Brings to an end a very good innings, a fine innings. Difficult catches those. Done so well, Kesrick Williams, to get there and then to grab onto it. Good innings from Tisara Pereira. 61. He's out for it's 101 for 6. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely outstanding, Kesrick Williams. Good athlete, made very good ground. Maybe that's the last of the hopes. I don't want to be too derogatory to Mitch McClenaghan. Maybe that's the last hope for World 11.
I'm surprised to hear a Kiwi putting down a Kiwi. Mitch McClenaghan, strike rate of just under 100.
Go on, talk that up. Go on, Ish, talk that up.
Well, he's been used as a pinch hitter in the IPL, hasn't he?
4.6, strike rate of 93. Talk it up.
Yeah, I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Brilliant from Williams, though. Back into the attack. Immediately gets a wicket. All-round performance from the West Indies 11. They've certainly entertained here at the home of cricket. Yeah, been a good knock from Thisara Pereira. Not able to get hold of that one. Excellent catch. Swirling around in the air. Fans are happy. They've enjoyed themselves this evening. It's right across. That's gone high as well. Has it gone all the way? Yes, it has. Rashid Khan with a maximum.
Yeah, it was only a week ago Rashid Khan hit 34 off 10 deliveries in the IPL. You know he's got some power. He rakes himself with the bat in hand. Sets himself, swings it away leg side, a little bit high, but more than enough on it.
That should be out. It is. It's given plumb in front of the stumps.
Good bowling. Good bowling from Kesrick Williams. He's picked up 2 in the over, and Rashid Khan was expecting another short one, but he's gone very full, wrapped him on the pads. Absolutely plumb in front.
Ball straight. No bats involved whatsoever. Rashid Khan for 9, 108 for 8.
Australia Down presents.
What a moment for the young man, Sandeep Lamichhane, 17 years of age. He's featured in the IPL. Now he gets to play at the home of cricket. Maybe not the circumstances he would have anticipated. And just a reminder, as he gets off the mark, that this is the last wicket for the rest of the world 11. Timal Mills pulled up with a quad injury in the first innings and will not be batting.
Been outstanding, haven't they, the Indies tonight? Right from Evan Lewis. Chris Gale struggled to get going, but that opening partnership was decent. Evan Lewis with a quick fire 58, finished off by Randon and Samuels. And backed up right at the top, Badri with the ball, and Andre Russell.
Nice little chip for Mitch Flanagan. Just a couple more and he'll reach his average. What was your average?
I don't know. In what? Might have been double figures, I think. Yes, might have been double figures.
Yeah, you're right. 12 and 14. I've just heard from Rich on Statsman. Inventive. Bit of improvisation for the big man. 112 for 8. Just a reminder, this game is also for hurricane relief. To donate, please go to skysports.tv/hurricane. You can find all the details at the link below, how you can get involved. Chance for the rehabilitation of those badly affected areas in the Caribbean last September due to Hurricane Irma and Maria. Oh, this... Well, there was a bit of hesitation in the middle. They come through in the end.
Yeah, can't happen. Can't happen at the tail end. Sandeep Lamichhane was keen on a look at Ashley Nurse. Brand new kit, isn't it? Look at it. New bat, new gloves. Oi!
I think that's runs. I think you got something on that.
Well, that's better. At least have a swing at it.
Get a chance to have a look at Andre Russell's kit this evening. He said he had to borrow some.
No, sponsors, yeah, the sponsors came good in the end, I think, for him. He didn't bring his proper bats, he said.
Still smoked a few. Just like McClanagan's trying to do. He's trying to hit it out of Greater London. Big swing and a miss from Big Mitch.
That's turned out of the foot marks and raced away for 4 byes.
Turning it too much, Ashley Nurse. Good assistance with the slope as well. Look at that ragging. Dry underneath this surface. This is the test match pitch. Bit of grass that was left on it just to help the pace through the wicket. Oh, and he's got hold of this one. Has he? Has he? Yes, he has.
Yeah, there you go, Mitch. Big fella. Swing it away leg side. Stayed still. Rather than try and give himself some room. Stayed in line, stayed still. Good swing of the bat.
T20 international best for Mitch McClennan. I think he heard you, Dooley. 124 for 8. So a useful blow from Mitch Lamichhane. What has he got for this over? There's Rick Williams with his last. He's picked up 2 wickets. where did it pitch? I think outside leg.
Well, more the point, what are you doing? Mitch McClenaghan, what are you doing? You just hit a lovely 6 over mid-wicket with a length ball, and you've tried to do that.
It's all this meant by Indians teammates, isn't it? They're trying to teach him a few new tricks in the net. Well bowled, slow ball, and right in the block hole as well. Not able to get any room.
I've been impressed tonight with the crowd that have turned up. It hasn't been that good as far as the weather's concerned. Little hints of rain here and there, but they've turned out in good numbers. Support of this match. Fantastic.
Up and over. I think this might split the fielders. No, it's a brilliant catch to finish up.
Ashley Nurse, outstanding. Oh, he's got good hands, got big hands. Has the right arm off spinner. He's charged in, he's taking control of this one. And that is a seriously good catch. I want to make sure that this is not a no ball from Kesrick Williams. He has a habit of it, I will tell you, and he's actually wandering back to his mark. Maybe he knows. Get a close look at this. Get it down, get it down. He's fine.
Yep, legitimate delivery. Foot is behind the line at the point of impact. So this will be the final wicket for the rest of the world 11. Tymal Mills will not be coming out to bat. Injured himself in the first innings, so job well done for the West Indies 11, led by Carlos Brathwaite.
Yeah, sliced it, didn't he, Mitch McClenaghan? This is brilliant from Ashley Nurse. Charged in from that cover point boundary. He would have seen, I think it was the skipper coming towards him, Carlos Brathwaite. Pouched it and has brought to an end this Hurricane Relief T20 match. And the Windies have been dominant tonight. We'll be very grateful, I'm sure, to all of the international players for turning up, giving their time. Had a wonderful night last night, put on a good spectacle tonight, and finished things off with a comfortable win for the Windies. Quite fitting, I think, Isha,